What's up? This is Slidey Fry here. Thanks for watching this video. By the way, I have memberships now. Check them out. So, you'll find this right next to the subscribe button on any of the videos you see, and you'll also find it on the top of my channel page. You click there, and there's various memberships you can join. Even at the basic membership, you get perks like these custom emojis you can type in the comments or during live streams. What's up, YouTube? Welcome to my new reaction video. It's a very important one to me. I was going to record this last night, but I just didn't have time because I finished work around a little after 9 and wanted to spend the rest of the night with my wife. Anyway, this morning I can definitely do it. This is a big deal, by the way. Really big deal. It's by Karl Jobst. Disgraced gamer Billy Mitchell accused of extortion. Now, I apologize in advance. I forget what extortion means. I know it's a really bad thing, but I don't remember what it means for some reason. Which is weird because I've seen like crime dramas and stuff like that. But, anyways, let's check this out. By the way, the thumbnail on Karl Jobst's video about him shows game over right before Billy Mitchell, right next to Billy Mitchell. So, is it finally time that this disgrace, this bastard, this sociopathic bastard, Billy Mitchell, finally pays for not only completely lying about the records he achieved, but actually suing anybody who speaks out against him? Oh, by the way, if there's people in the comments who are siding with Billy Mitchell, you're going to be ignored because you're literally just, you don't know anything, or you're a troll. Because the fact is, it's been proven over and over again for ever since, I don't know, like 2015 or maybe even earlier than that, that Billy Mitchell did not achieve his records in the right way. He didn't actually achieve them. Like, he didn't actually do them. The Pac-Man world record does not belong to him. It belongs to somebody else. Donkey Kong world record does not belong to him because he used an emulator, not the arcade hardware. So, yeah, don't even try defending Billy Mitchell. You're clearly doing that because either you don't know what you're talking about, or you're just wanting to waste time because you can't help but always defend him, or you're a troll. Let's watch the video now. It's been a long enough wait, hasn't it?
Hello, you absolute legends. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you'd know that when it comes to Billy Mitchell, I am the world's biggest fan. I love video games, and Billy Mitchell is the greatest video game player of the century, and probably of all time. He starred, yes that's right, he had a starring role in The King of Kong. I struggle to believe anyone else will ever come close to the raw talent this man possesses. Everyone here is truly blessed to simply exist at the same time as this shining beacon of humanity. Now, I know what some of you might be asking. Karl, isn't this guy a proven cheater and con artist? Isn't he currently being sued for fraud? Hasn't it been shown time and time again that he is a compulsive liar? Well, in response to those questions, I have only one thing to say. My feelings don't care about your facts. Sure, technically the evidence is conclusive, and yes, technically there is literally no physical way he didn't cheat, but at the same time, analyzing evidence is a very tricky business. You see, Billy Mitchell has a deeper understanding of how things work. So when you look at the evidence from his depth of knowledge, it's actually everyone else that's cheating, and he's the only one that's legit. Even if you didn't want to take Billy's word, there is no greater authority than the world's best Donkey Kong player. It is true that basically every single top Donkey Kong player is in agreement that Billy cheated, but the current world record holder has shockingly been a Billy Mitchell supporter ever since he was exposed. In fact, he even wrote an analysis of Billy's gameplay that Billy is using in his current lawsuit against Twin Galaxies in order to prove that he is innocent. Having the #1 ranked Donkey Kong player on his side was a huge win for Billy, but unfortunately for him, recently everything has fallen apart. Not only has the current world record holder now publicly stated that Billy Mitchell did in fact use an emulator instead of official hardware, which would be cheating, but he is also now accusing him of extortion, and is now working with the lawyer representing Twin Galaxies in the ongoing legal battle. Things are going from bad to worse for Billy, and in this video, we will break down exactly what happened. I really hope you enjoy. In this video, we are talking about the greatest video game player of all time. But for a moment, let's talk about the greatest video game of all time, Raid Shadow Legends. Raid Shadow Legends is a fantasy RPG that is basically the Billy Mitchell of video games, indisputably the best. Raid has over 600 champions. How many champions do you have? One of my favorite champions is Syl of the Drakes. She's a legendary champ that you get for free after 180 days. She heals the entire team at the start of every turn, and because I have 2 of them, it pretty much makes my team unkillable. This month is Raid's 3-year anniversary, and alongside a bunch of events to celebrate, Raid has also finally introduced skins. I'm secretly a bit emo, so this is definitely my favorite. Now is the best time to start playing Raid, and if you click my link in the description or scan my QR code, you'll get a free starter pack worth almost $40. The pack contains 3 free champions and a bunch of XP brews. The treasure will be waiting for you here. Again, just click the link in the description and I will see you in the game. Since early 2018, it has been a well-known fact within the competitive Donkey Kong scene that Billy Mitchell cheated to achieve multiple world records. Most notably, the score of 1,047,000, which was featured in the documentary The King of Kong. This is why, since early 2018, Billy Mitchell has been banned from both Twin Galaxies and also the Donkey Kong Forum rankings, which are considered the official rankings by top players. While Billy does manage to keep a small flock of loyal supporters that do still believe he didn't cheat, within the Donkey Kong community itself, he really doesn't have anyone on his side. Every single player I've ever spoken to understands that the evidence is irrefutable, and it has been since the day it was discovered. But what's fascinating is that there was one player who was always supportive of Billy Mitchell, and this wasn't just any player, it was the best player. Robbie Lakeman is the current Donkey Kong world record holder with a score of 1,272,800 points. Since 2014, he has set 11 new world records, far more than anyone else in history. The next best is Hank Chien, who set 6 world records between 2010 and 2012. There is a strong case to be made that Robbie Lakeman is the greatest Donkey Kong player of all time, which is why it's so bizarre that for the past 4 years, he has been rather outspoken in his support of Billy Mitchell. Robbie would voice his support across all social media platforms and often went head-to-head with Billy detractors. This has, understandably, caused some friction between Robbie and the rest of the community, which is a giant shame. It seems clear to me, and to the other players, that there must have been something else going on behind the scenes for this kind of cognitive dissonance to occur. If you think the evidence is clear to you, then it's only more apparent to the Donkey Kong players who understand the game. Robbie also helped Billy during the dispute over his world records on Twin Galaxies. Former world record holder Wes Copeland posted a spreadsheet showing that Billy Mitchell had excessive luck on his records. Not only did he have more blue barrel smashes, which yield more points, but the average amount of points that he got from barrels was above normal as well. Wes stated that this was evidence of splicing, as it looked like Billy, or whoever was playing, was repeating levels over and over until they got the luck they needed. In response to this, Robbie wrote a 4-page analysis arguing that it's plausible that you can get that amount of smashes in a real attempt. His conclusion stated, "After reviewing Billy's gameplay and reproducing similar games myself, I can honestly say that this is legitimate gameplay. I based this off of what I was able to create myself in such a short amount of time, and watching Billy play live at the Donkey Kong World Championships. I can attest that these tapes are of Billy playing, and that I do not see a reason why Billy would need to even use MAME or save states to film both games with this style of play." Robbie is obviously a smart dude, because this conclusion is exactly what you would say if you didn't want to say anything of substance. It's like that scene in the movie Law-Abiding Citizen, where the suspect makes intentionally vague statements that the prosecutor interprets as a confession, but upon closer inspection, he didn't actually admit to anything at all. Let's analyze that conclusion a bit deeper. He says that it's legitimate gameplay, which is a generic term that doesn't really mean anything specifically, and the gameplay itself was never the issue with Billy's tapes. It was the way the game drew on the screen that confirmed it was MAME.
Yes.
Robbie states that the tapes were of Billy playing, which we already know. He states that he doesn't see a reason why Billy would need to even use MAME. This is not saying that he didn't use MAME, it's just saying that he doesn't see the reason. It's a subtle difference, but it's very telling. Not once in this conclusion did Robbie say that the tapes were not MAME, and there is a good reason he didn't say that, because it's false and he knew it, which we will discover later. Now look at how Billy spins this conclusion in his lawsuit, which states, during the investigation, an individual named Wes Copeland, who had posted a hostile comment about Mitchell 7 months earlier, provided Twin Galaxies a mathematical analysis which alleged that Mitchell edited the videotape of the records with save states, a method of gameplay manipulation, because according to Copeland's math, Mitchell could not have been so lucky to achieve the scores. Twin Galaxies made zero effort to fact-check these allegations, and the analysis was later proved entirely false by Robert Lakeman, an 8-time Donkey Kong World Record holder. Lakeman concluded that Mitchell played on legitimate arcade hardware. There's a few things to unpack here. First is the remark about Wes's hostile comment. In his exhibits, he shows this post, which reads, "The ref who verified these scores is not a credible witness and is a proven pathological liar. Remove both the DK and DK Jr." This post was in a topic talking about whether the Donkey Kong Forum should remove Billy's world record of 1.06 million points after the infamous board swap video, which was recorded on the same day, was shown to be fake. This is before the evidence showing his world records were produced on MAME was discovered. The ref, who Wes calls a pathological liar, is our good friend Todd Rogers. Nowhere in this post is there any hostility towards Billy, but that's the beauty of it. Simply stating that Billy's score should be removed because the referee who verified it was a proven cheater, and the only video evidence surrounding the score was shown to be fake, is considered hostile. Billy Mitchell has the thinnest skin I've ever seen. If there is one world record he may legitimately have, it's the highest amount of people ever blocked on Twitter. If you check his Twitter page right now, there is a real chance you're already blocked, even if you've never said anything about Billy in your entire life.
Wow.
If you are not blocked by Billy, you are in an exclusive club. I myself was blocked, but luckily after Billy sued me, he unblocked me so that he could keep track of my tweets. Anyways, back to the lawsuit. It states that Wes alleged that Billy could not have been so lucky to achieve the scores. But if you actually read the post that Billy provided himself as evidence, Wes literally says that the information in the spreadsheet was purely circumstantial. He clarifies that when this is combined with the other discoveries, it is very compelling. According to Wes, which is also in the same post provided by Billy, he had had the spreadsheet for around a year. But again, it was admittedly only circumstantial, and he didn't take any action on it or even bring it up until the MAME evidence was unearthed. You can start to see how Billy will literally provide a screenshot of a post and then lie about what it says. The lawsuit then states that Robbie Lakeman concluded that Billy Mitchell played on legitimate arcade hardware. Again, it's just straight up lying about what Robbie's conclusion was. Robbie's line saying that it was legitimate gameplay got turned into played on legitimate hardware. But nowhere has Robbie ever said that Billy's tapes were played on official arcade hardware.
Exactly.
I'm not joking when I say that almost every paragraph in Billy's lawsuit against Twin Galaxies contains multiple lies. But the weird thing about this paragraph in particular is that it has nothing to do with Twin Galaxies. Remember, this lawsuit is a defamation lawsuit against Twin Galaxies, and as part of his argument, Billy is bringing up something that Wes Copeland said, who isn't a part of Twin Galaxies at all, and that Twin Galaxies never used as part of their decision-making. So ultimately, it's completely...
Was that Mike Matei down here? I did not expect to see to see him. It looked like him.
And that Twin Galaxies never used...
Looks like Mike Matei, but it probably isn't.
...as part of their decision-making.
Down in the right corner. Bottom right corner.
So ultimately, it's completely meaningless. The only reason I'm talking about this now is because of an amazing turn of events that just happened.
Okay.
Over the past several months, Robbie's attitude towards Billy began to change, with his posts on social media showing a dramatic shift away from his support, even so far as calling Billy Mitchell a fraud. This all culminated in early March, when Robbie made a public post on the Twin Galaxies forum, accusing Billy Mitchell of extortion. He claimed that Billy and his associate Neil Hernandez were trying to extort one of the witnesses by using sensitive information they had obtained. Robbie explains that he finally came to his senses about Billy after he was hospitalized with COVID, and it seemed as though Billy didn't care and was even laughing at him while he was there. Apparently it clicked in that moment that he was being used himself and decided that he'd had enough. Robbie concluded his post by saying, "From the beginning of this whole thing, I didn't want to state an opinion on the matter, because I just cared about the strategies Bill used, along with the numbers people said were too high. Proving Wes wrong was fun. I still stand by the numbers I presented, and I stayed true to the idea that save states wouldn't be needed to finish those games. I just didn't think someone would stoop so low as to extorting witnesses to get their way. They also wanted to get some docu-series made about the whole story, so it wouldn't surprise me if all the delays in court were just theater for more content. We all know that video with him and the judge would be inserted into that, and then find ways to use the court to do it more. Just my 2 cents on that, but if there was a way to just get this all thrown out, I would suggest Twin Galaxies and Billy take that route before gamers look worse than they already do in the real world." Robbie kept the specific details of Billy's extortion attempts private, however he advised that he is now working with the Twin Galaxies lawyer directly. Furthermore, he finally publicly admitted that Billy Mitchell did in fact use MAME. Obviously, this is nothing new, but this is devastating for Billy's lawsuit. One of his star witnesses, the best Donkey Kong player in the world, the player that Billy himself was touting as an authority, has now publicly stated that emulation was used to create those records. Things really can't get much worse from here. Billy already had 0% chance of winning, but somehow he has managed to lower those odds just a little bit more. And the bad news doesn't end there. Back in October of last year, Billy Mitchell appeared at Music City Multicon. At this event, he did one of the dumbest things he could have done. His goal was to get a perfect game of Pac-Man at the event, and by God, he managed to do it.
I hear Mario Kart 64 playing in the background.
And that is a perfect game, he proclaimed. The madman actually did it. Except, he actually didn't do it. I think Billy is living in the past because he doesn't realize that nowadays people record everything. According to the video, the game wasn't perfect, and it showed that he had died at some point and missed a key, so the score came in 5,090 points short. This was proven by the world's best Pac-Man player, David Race. So now we have footage of Billy Mitchell blatantly lying about achieving a perfect score in front of a crowd of people in order to deceive them. This is really bad for his lawsuit, as one of the cornerstones of his case is that his records were achieved in front of a crowd. But now we can throw out every single witness testimony, as they can no longer be trusted. Billy has proven that he is willing to lie and fake a score in front of witnesses. He simply does not care, and this makes any witness testimony unreliable. This is the difference between the modern age of gaming and the good old days before the internet and before phones captured everything. If they are willing to lie in front of a crowd of people who are all recording what is happening on their phones, you can't even imagine the depth of lies that went on decades ago. The difference is that now everything gets exposed, whereas before, they could keep up the charade for decades before getting caught. I am closely watching all of the current lawsuits, and I will give you further updates whenever anything noteworthy happens. As always, thank you so much for watching, you legends. I hope you are having a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video.
God damn. What a disgrace Billy Mitchell is. What a disgrace. Again, if someone comments defending Billy Mitchell, why? Seriously. All the evidence is irrefutable. he cheated to achieve the records he got. And now, the greatest Donkey Kong player in the world, who used to be a big-time defender of him, has called him out. And he claimed to achieve a perfect score on Pac-Man in front of a bunch of people who recorded it in the action and proved he didn't. Now, it's not just really bad that he's cheated and he's lied about it, but the fact is he keeps filing lawsuits against people who claim who say otherwise, who prove him wrong. Karl Jobst is not kidding. There was actually a video I reacted to. I forget when, it was like October of last year, I think, maybe before that. Actually pleased with how that one performed, considering how long the video was and how many views it got. But yeah, even in he had mentioned that Billy Mitchell went ahead and sued him. I'm glad that Karl Jobst is doing okay, though. He's not getting his life destroyed by a lawsuit from Billy Mitchell, because that's the thing. Billy Mitchell doesn't even have a moral code. I think he is a legitimate sociopath. He just wants to be considered the best by any means possible, even if he doesn't have the ability to be the best. Cheating. And suing someone till they're completely broke if they call him out. Fortunately, Karl Jobst has supporters that helped keep him afloat. He has his YouTube channel. And, you know, in that video I mentioned, a group of people tried to cancel Karl Jobst based on things he didn't even say. It's worth watching that. You should watch that. You can watch my reaction to it, although if you prefer, you can just watch his video on his channel, Karl Jobst. But, yeah, I'm just really hoping that this Billy Mitchell saga comes to an end. I hope that documentary that the King of Kong comes to is taken down and never to be seen again, because the documentary praises Billy Mitchell over things he cheated to achieve. That's not cool. It's not. It, perhaps maybe there should be a film someday about this whole thing, I think, about how somebody got away with cheating to achieve records and sued people who called him out for it, and finally he gets his comeuppance. I really do hope this is the straw that broke the camel's back. I really hope this is finally. I hope it's finally over. I'm tired of Billy Mitchell, not only because he lied, but because he is a sociopath. He is suing people who call him out, and not to mention the fact that he laughed and made fun of um, what was his name? God, I already forgot his name. I'm so bad with names. The world record holder. He made fun of him for being hospitalized over COVID. Now, I don't know if the guy was arrogant about COVID and never took precautions or something. So, like, if somebody is arrogant and says COVID doesn't exist and gets COVID, I have no sympathy for them. But if he's not one of those guys, then yeah, Billy Mitchell, that you had no reason to laugh at him. That was fucked up. He's being hospitalized. God damn it, dude. It went to show that, wow, he's a horrible, horrible human being. He takes pleasure in other people's pain. He really does. And a guy like him should not be immortalized in history for something that's really great that he didn't even achieve. Anyways, um, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you watching us all the way through with me. As I mentioned, I do have memberships now, so please check those out. I'd really appreciate that so much. My goodness, memberships, 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 yay, memberships, memberships. To be honest, I actually forgot to check the volume on that thing. Like, is it even loud enough? Oh, right. I actually forgot What's to up? check. This is Slidey right here. Yeah, it Thanks probably for is. watching this video. I don't know. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Click that bell icon to add me notifications. I do more than just reaction videos. I've actually recently uploaded one that isn't even a reaction at all. What are you doing? It's this one right here about Adobe taking away my editing software, which sucks. Um, I bought this 10 years ago, and now I don't own it anymore, and I'm stuck on a trial that's going to end in like 10 days. Oh, God. I hope it's just a glitch. I really do. I hope I can fix it, but if not, then yeah, Adobe, you're greedy and evil for doing that. I bought this program. I should own it for life. I shouldn't have to be forced to upgrade to the, the final version. Anyways, check out some of my other stuff, and yeah, please join my membership. Go ahead, it'll be fun. You know, check out this post that you'll get. You'll only get that if you join. It's just this goofy face I make. You'll love it. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you watching us all the way through. Have a good one, and please spread the word. Hopefully, Billy Mitchell. Hopefully, justice will be served. Billy Mitchell does not deserve to get away with what he's doing. Not if he's going to be such a sadistic asshole about it.